Jacob looked up, and there was Esau coming with his 400 men. So he divided the children among Leah, Rachel, and the two maidservants. Put the maidservants and their children in front. Because if Esau comes to kill him, they're just maidservant kids. Jacob, don't do this. Don't do this. And I probably have to say this for some people. Not all people, but there are going to be some. The Bible's describing what Jacob does. It's not prescribing what Jacob did. So yeah, you can see who's his least favorite. Leah and her children next, so at least they have some chance to run away, but not much of one. And Rachel and Joseph in the rear. You can see who his favorite is. Don't do what Jacob did here in verse 2. We're in verse 2, and we're already to the point of a lesson. Favoritism is bad. Do not show favoritism to one of your children for whatever reason. Just treat them equally. If both did something wrong, punish them. Don't just say, well, this one's no, for whatever reason, just don't. If both did something right, reward them. Don't just go like, oh, we have this event for this child. We're not going to go to this other event for this child. No, don't. Because it can lead to bad things. Like was reading this mysterious murder of this girl. And some people think it's her brother who did it because her parents were always showing favoritism to her for going to child beauty pageants, which are messed up in whole other ways, and not really paying attention to him because he was a boy. But the opposite could be true. Don't be like, yeah, my son has so many football games or soccer games or whatever, I'm going to do that and neglect my daughter. No. Don't. Don't show favoritism. Yes, every human has errors, and Jacob did this. And it was an error. He shouldn't have. And the Bible describes the stuff that people did. And that, yes, people can do bad things. Like history does. It describes what happens. He himself went ahead and bowed down to the ground 7 times after he approached his brother. So this is trying to calm him down even more, to make him, Esau, feel like, you know what, maybe I really shouldn't kill him. He seems sorry. He's treating me like a king. Also, Jacob's putting himself first. So he literally sees himself as most deserving of death, I guess. But, yeah, don't show favoritism. Don't. Just don't. Because, well, in a few more chapters, we're going to see the results of this. But Esau ran to meet Jacob. Okay, stop right there. Imagine Esau, this big hairy man, just running at Jacob. Jacob thinking he brought these people to kill me, take all my stuff, and he's just charging at him. Jacob's probably like, oh no, and embraced him. All its arms, like he's so attacked. He threw his arms around his neck and kissed him. Like, no, I'm... And they wept. They both wept. They both cried. Relief gladness to see your brother again. There's probably so many emotions going on in their heads right now. Then Esau looked up and saw the women and children. "Who are these with you?" he asked. Jacob answered, "They are the children God has graciously given your servant." Then the maidservants and their children approached and bowed down. Next, Leah and her children came and bowed down. Last of all came Joseph and Rachel, and they too bowed down. They're probably like, he's in a good mood. Let's keep it this way. Esau asked, "What do you mean by all of these droves I met? Like, why did you send all the... What is going on here?" "To find favor in your eyes, my lord," he said. But Esau said, I already have plenty, my brother. Keep what you have for yourself." It seems like Esau has completely forgiven him. Here's another lesson: forgiveness. Forgiveness is a good thing. Because non-forgiveness can lead to problems, bitterness, anger, taking out on people, not being able to take criticism because, someone's been criticizing you, and if they've been criticizing you all your life, and you can't forgive them for their faulty criticism, that means everyone else who's been criticizing you is also doing the same thing and really hates you, because the person who was criticizing you before you can't forgive has been says he never loved you, and that automatically means anyone who has any bit of criticism for you, that means they also hate you, and you, even though they tell you no, they don't. You just think you have the right to identify them as. Sorry, I just have someone in my life who acts this way. Like, yeah, their father told them that they never loved them, which is a horrible thing for a father to say. See, favoritism. What did this lead? It's led to this deep-seated resentment. Where anybody who criticizes him, even a little bit, automatically he thinks it's trying to attack him, trying to say he's a horrible person, trying to say he's not worthy of love or something. Takes it way out of proportion. Even if, like, hey, you forgot this. He's like, oh, I guess I messed up again. I'm so horrible. Oh. See? It's all tying together. No, please, Jacob said. If I have found favor in your eyes, accept these gifts for me. For see, your face is like seeing the face of God. That's a big compliment. Jacob's probably like, is this a trap? Please don't. Now that you have received me favorably, please accept the presents we brought for you. For God has been gracious to me. I have all I need. I don't need any of this stuff I sent you. I have all I... And because Jacob insisted, Esau accepted. It's like, okay, fine. See, Esau, there's no reason to fight anymore. If only the people of Esau, or Edom, will be friendly with Israel forever and be like brotherly nations. In the Bible, we get to find out how well they are. It seems like Esau and Jacob are working things out. Their descendants may not be. Then Esau said, let us be on our way. I will accompany you. But Jacob said to him, my lord knows that the children are tender, and I must care for the ewes and cows that are nursing their young. If they are driven hard, just one day all my animals will die. All the animals will die. So let my lord go on ahead of his servant, while I move along slowly at pace of the droves before me, and that of my children, until I come to my lord and seer. So apparently, but I wonder how young some of them are. I mean, Reuben might be a full-grown adult, maybe, or a teenager. I don't know. It doesn't really give it how much. Let's see. Reuben was, well, probably a few years have passed. Jacob is probably still, Joseph is probably still young. Yes, does it give how many? No. Huh? Probably a few years. Maybe Jacob's like 10 or 8 and 5. His feet turd. Why am I saying? Oh, Joseph. J's. J's exist. My brain gets the J's confused, apparently. Why am I saying Joseph? Because it's clear that Jacob does not care about his other sons. As far as Jacob's concerned, he has one son, one inheritance, a bunch of random boys that follow him around, and a daughter. Well, at least he likes Leia's kids a little more. Yeah. Okay, maybe I'm being too hard on Jacob. Or maybe not. Esau said, "Then let me send some of my men with you." But Esau said that. But why do that, Jacob asked. "Just let me find favor in the eyes of my lord." Okay. So that day, Esau started on his own way back to Seir. I was like, okay, fine. You clearly don't trust me yet, so you know what? That's fine. I'm just to show that I'm not trying anything bad. We'll just let you go on your way if that makes you feel comfortable. Jacob, however, went to Succoth, where he built a place for himself and made shelters for his livestock. That is why the place is called Succoth. Is that wrong? Means shelters. After Jacob came to Padan, he arrived safely at the city of Shechem in Canaan and camped within sight of the city. Why is it just? Or arrived at Shalem, okay. For 100 pieces of silver, he bought from the sons of Hanor, the father of Shechem, the product of ground. He pitched his tent. Hebrew 100 Keseh was a unit of money of unknown weight and value, because we don't know everything from ancient times. He brought some, There he set up an altar and called it El Elohai Israel, which means God, the God of Israel, or mighty is the God of Israel. Yes. The God of Israel. Jacob has officially taken Yahweh to be his God. Also, it's interesting. It's like, your name shall now be Israel. Like, it's going to be interchangeably through the rest of Genesis. So, next Sunday, will be a incident with Jacob's daughter and some people living around the area. Yeah. Um, yeah. So stay tuned with that. Go watch my other videos. Last week's video about Jacob's fight with God, or you can go all the way to the start. You can just go to me reading the Bible, where I just try to plainly read through the Bible. And yeah, the next one's gonna be a long one. It's gonna be a long video. So what have we learned? Let's leave on that. Don't show favoritism, and forgiveness is a good thing. Can you find any other lessons in here? Do you think anything reflects Jesus later in here? Yes. What information stuff do you find from Genesis chapter 33? Anyway, stay tuned for next Saturday, where we Delilah and the Shechemites. Shechemites? Shechemites. Yes.